Thank you. Well, I'm going to start out with who in here has challenges, or I guess I should say opportunities, when you turn a computer on or you get into a app or whatever it is and it says you must change your password. Oh my God. It is so frustrating, isn't it? But yet it's necessary, because they aren't going to let you go any further until you change the daggone password. And then you got to write it down, hopefully so you're going to remember it. Or for some of us that carry our little password book around everywhere we go, come on, there are some of us that do that because we can't remember all these, right? It is so frustrating, but it's necessary. And that's the part that I'm saying. It's just like that in our life. Every now and then, we got to change and let that password go and create a new one. And that's what today is about.
Even when we think it's a good one. I had that story not long ago where I had that password that was limiting me, and I didn't even realize it, and it was being stuck in my classroom, that I was not enjoying, and I had literally put into my password 105 forever. That was my room number, that I would be stuck in that forever. And I changed my password, and I changed it again so I could tell you what I changed it to now. I changed it to, and I like this one. I had a hard time giving it up because I said self-led in 2025.
I'm asking for some water.
I had to let that go as well, because you never know. Even though you think what you're holding on to might be really good, we got to let it go to allow and receive something that's even better, that we cannot see for ourselves.
Ooh, isn't that the truth? Ugh, but it's still aggravating, isn't it, at times? And that's okay. That's all right. But that's the part about this Whitestone service. And, these are some of my previous stones. And I said to Sandy, I said, I don't really look at these. Once I claimed silence as my word, even though I resisted that last year at the Whitestone service. And I told myself, and I want to remind you right now, who in here does not have a white stone or a pen? We don't have any markers? We ran out. Okay. We can share or... Okay, who does not have a marker? Tell me how many. Okay, there's probably 10. 10 people. Kim, do you think... Kim's going to go upstairs and grab some more, so we won't have to share. I see hand motions. Judy, what? She's going to go up and get them. I'd prefer you not to have to share. Thank you. Sandy, do you need water?
I'm good.
Okay. All right, the reason I'm asking these questions, I want to be done with a little housekeeping here to make sure everyone has a pen and a white stone, and I want you to drop the sharing part. I really want you to be sharers, but not in the white stone, okay? This is a very private ceremony, and I don't want you feeling pressured to have to pass your pen to another person, okay? Now, here's something that I want you to do right now. For those of you who have the stone and have your pen, stop writing. Do not write on your white stone. Put your stone down. Put your pen down. Get it out of your hands. Stop the temptation of, I think I know what my word's going to be. Well, that's ego talking, okay? I want you to really work this process today with Sandy and I. So there is Whitestone etiquette now. Stone down, pen down, out of your hands, right?
It's not about picking the right word. There's not a right word. It's not about picking it. And the title today was even that it chooses you. that this word chooses you. We don't choose it, it chooses us. And so allowing that process to come through you today is going to allow you to give up that old password, even if you like it, the one that you think is brand new for you, the one that you think that you're in love with, that you want for the year, to release it so that something even better can come into your life. And that's what we're getting at today.
Something even better, Marcy.
Yes, something even
Marcy's
better.
got this big grin on her face, like something even better.
Something even better.
Oh, because she's had a great year. Woo. Oh, Sandy.
And we were talking a little bit before service about where the white stone came from. And I really like, there's two parts to the story. There's two ways that the white stone was used. And I was reminded of this not long ago. I was watching one of those courtroom dramas. And it comes from the same place that the word blackballing comes from. So back in the old days, in a courtroom, there were judges that voted. And they voted with stones. And there was a jar. And when they heard testimony that thought that it was leaning towards proving that the person was innocent, they would drop in a white stone. If they heard testimony where they thought that the person was guilty, they would drop in a black stone. It was often a marble-like stone, and that's where being blackballed came from. Now, once the idea of the white stones were dropped in, and there were more white stones than black stones, what often happened was at the end, the person who was innocent was given the white stone to prove their innocence. And then that way they would say, look, you can go and you can show all of those things that people have said, because you know that people gossip during a trial. And how that person must feel when all those people are saying all those bad things about you. They were given the stone and said, no, you have this blank slate. It is wiped clean. None of that holds anymore. It washes completely off. You have a blank slate. This proves your innocence. Your purity, and you are free to go.
I'm sorry. I'm distracted by pens going around.
I know, the pens are so going
No, I was just going to say, Kim, hit a pause. Hit a pause. Okay, it's too late. Is there anybody else that needs a pen? Because I want them to hear what you're saying, okay? And so, anybody needs a pen, raise your hand high so she can see you. Sorry. Okay. It is a very good thing that we needed more pens. Okay. Going once? Uh-oh, one more. Here we go. Closed. Pens are closed. Okay, Sandy. So, the white, I love that marble story. I had not heard that before, but it makes sense, doesn't it? Okay, so do you understand what the point of today is? And Sandy, just reiterate, if you can, that last part that you were saying.
Yeah, the person who in court was judged as innocent, and they were given the white stone to show everybody that they were innocent, and they had a blank slate. And I think you probably heard the other reason. There are other reasons people were given a white stone. And one would be when they got out of prison.
Right.
So the same way, just as proving that you're innocent when you go in, when you stepped out of prison, they would hand you a white stone to prove that you had a blank slate. Your time is served. That has already happened.
I love that picture that
And
you're
so
showing.
you're given the white stone so that you have a blank slate to restart your life. It's a new beginning. All of the other are supposed to drop away. We're not supposed to hang on to the guilt. We're not supposed to, we already served our time. Haven't you already served your time for some things you're ready to let go of? You've served that time. We let go of that last week. If you didn't do that, you can still do your own burning, shredding bowl ceremony by releasing those things. We release those. We've served our time. We've already suffered enough. It is our blank slate day. It is our day to receive our new name and our new direction.
I said to Sandy before church started, I said, we've been through close to 30 Whitestone services. Maybe I have a few more years ahead of you, but I'm going to say I've got at least 33 years of Whitestone services. And yet still, Okay, I could be carrying 30-something stones with me. That's not healthy, people. Okay, that is not healthy. These do not become like a badge of my white stones, right? No, because if I'm really living what today is about, I can keep that one as a reminder of what I claimed last year, okay? Whatever that is. And not to hold them as badges of honor, because I am constantly working on silence. And that means just to sit in quiet somewhere. Like lately, it's been my Christmas tree. Just sit in silence and look at the lights. So I want to just let you know that this is about listening today. The part about being quiet. And Sandy, where does this actually come from? It comes out of Revelations, right?
Yes, it comes out of Revelation 2:17. So if we want to go to the next slide, it has the verse on there for us. Whoever has ears, let them hear what the Spirit says to the churches. To the one who is victorious, I will give some of the hidden manna. I will also give that person a white stone with a new name written on it, known only to the one who receives it. So that's Revelation 2:17. And just going through this quickly, metaphysically or metaphorically even, whoever has ears to hear is just whoever's aware. So we all have ears, but only some of us can understand. So if we are aware, we can hear that what Spirit has to say to the churches. In metaphysics, the churches aren't actually separate places, it's consciousness. So it's consciousness within us. So to the churches means let's speak to our consciousness, because it's trying to bring us into alignment with divine truth. Also, it's good to note, just because this was a letter to the church of Pergamum, who was actually going through, of all the 7 churches that Paul wrote to, it was going through a lot of struggle. So the background of this is it's a consciousness of being in some struggle. And I don't know if you feel anywhere in your life where you feel tension and struggle, and like there's a lot of striving for something, that there's a lot of stress, that there's a lot of loss. These were the things that church was going through at the time. And the consciousness was being open to being guided through those experiences to something better. So I think, to me, it feels very pertinent to what a lot of us are going through, definitely to me and what I'm going through. So the one who is victorious, or the one who conquers, that symbolizes the person who has overcome the limitation of identifying with the ego. So anyone at any time who can think outside of the box and know, I am not just this body, I am not just my thoughts, I am not just this personality, that there is a bigger part of me, there's a spiritual essence in me, there is a truth of me. That is what we're speaking to today. They're speaking straight to that part, not to the ego personality on the outside. And it's saying, to that part of you, I give this hidden manna, or this hidden nourishment. And now it's only hidden because we can only see it with the part of us that's not our eyes. It's our spiritual knowing that is nourished. It's our soul that is nourished. It's something that's nourishing us that we can't see on the outside. It comes from the inside, and it comes from the upwelling of spirit that comes through us. It's the only way we can get it. It's like a fountain. Emily Katie always said it was like a fountain inside of us that brings that energy forth. So I'm going to give that to you so you can know it and you can spring that forth. And I will also give you a white stone, a blank slate. Remember, that stone also stands for foundation and stability. It's firm. It's not just a paper. It's not just a scroll. It's a stone. It's a solid foundation. It's clarity. It's purpose. And it'll have a new name. And in the Bible, in biblical times, people knew that names meant something. names in the Bible all stand for a characteristic or a quality within each of us. So names would be kind of like someone with the name today, Faith. And we know what faith means. All names had that meaning. So it's a characteristic on our stone. It's a quality. It's a characteristic of being. That is what comes out onto our stone. And only the person who receives it will know it. That's the part where it comes from listening inside. It can't come from something someone else thinks for you or something you think you should want. Mm-hmm. Because the world says that you should want it, or they say you should do it. We have to drop all of those shoulds, and then it's going to come up from inside of us, from our divine connection. We're just going to listen for it. We're going to have a knowingness. It comes from, you might not hear an audible word. It might just be the sense of, I just know. I just know. It just came up. I just know what it is. Some people even hear it musically. I have heard my word come up some years, and it's a song. It's like a really small part of a song, and I'm like, are you sure? They're like, yeah, and I had to write it on Easy Like Sunday Morning, Lionel Richie. Like, I'm like, are you sure? I'm trying to push it off like that can't be right. and it was. Yep. So I've gotten actually 3 songs over my course of 25 years of doing this. You never know how it's going to come, only you can know, and you'll just know that you know.
So biblically, the names of some characters that you would know is the Apostle Paul, right? But his original name was Saul, okay? And he was persecuting Christians. But then once he had an awakening he awoke to the truth of who he was and had to forgive himself for what he had done, and now he was protecting and teaching the Christians, and he became who? He became Paul. So this happens quite often in the Bible. But I want to address to you right now, because I look out here, and I am so glad to see some young people in this audience. I am also glad to see young parents, because I want to talk to you especially. You know, the older congregation here, that includes me, right? We all got stuff, right? We've had multiple years of dealing with stuff. But you young parents and you teenagers and you college kids, you go through stuff. And I want you to be acknowledged that this stone is for you as well. Because it is not tough being a young kid anymore, being a teenager, being a college student, and it definitely is not easy being a young parent nowadays. I wouldn't trade my daughter's life for nothing, because I see what she goes through raising children. It's tough. And so this is also about you listening into what it is that you don't want. To be able to have a clean slate and start 2026 with a whole different standing stronger and standing taller for all of us. I'm sorry, I just went off on a tangent.
No, that was not a tangent.
Like I do.
Thank you. So what we're going to do next is we're going to start leading you into, I've got a little story here. That'll lead us into a meditation that Kathy and I are going to share this time. So I'm going to start the meditation after the story by just getting everybody open and ready to listen and receive, and try to help us put down any thoughts, or at least put them aside. You don't have to get rid of thoughts altogether. They'll still be there. And then Kathy will take over, and she's going to direct you to pick up your stone and to write when you're ready. And so just as we settle in, I have a little story that I found called The Listening Well. And I want to allow this to lead us into meditation today. So this is a story about a small desert town, and there's an old well that no one uses there anymore. And everybody thinks that it's been dry for years. No one has visited in a long time, but one time it was the center of this town. Even though it wasn't physically in the middle of the town, people would go out in the desert to the well, and it brought all the people around there, and it actually brought travelers in from far places. It was attractive, and it attracted people there, and no one has been there for decades. And one day, there was a traveler passing by, and he knew that this well was supposedly dry, and he had been traveling a long time. He was really thirsty, and he was drawn to the well anyway, even though no one had been there for a very long time. And he walked up to the well, and he looked curiously, and he picked up a pebble that he had, and he dropped it into the well. And he didn't hear anything. He's just like he expected, nothing. But something still attracted him and wanted him to stay there. So he just sat next to the well, and he waited. And he didn't know why. He's like, why am I waiting here? And he was directed to keep waiting, and he started listening. Assuming that it was empty and that he was just sitting there waiting for nothing, and he was thinking, oh my gosh, I'm still thirsty. Time passed, and all of a sudden he heard something. But it wasn't from the well. It was some kind of inner knowingness that he heard in a very different way. He heard it not through music or sound, but he heard it with this different ear. And he felt a slow and steady presence, and it was telling him to lower the bucket anyway. And he lowered the bucket and raised it, and there was cool, clean water in the bucket to his surprise. And when he drank it, it gave him a feeling he had never had before. And all he could think to himself is, I have enough. I am enough. And it dawned on him that the well had never stopped giving in the first place. It simply required listening long enough to notice. And he picked up a small white stone. There were some stones around the base of the well. He bent over and he picked up a small white stone near the well, and he kept it in his pocket, not for proof that there was water in the well, but to remind him that sometimes nourishment only reveals itself when we stop reaching and striving to fix something from the outside, and we just start listening. And years later, when he was asked how he survived his ordeal in the desert and all of that thirst, he never talked about the water. He just said, most things we need are already there. They just don't scream at us. We have to listen for them.
That's a great way to take us into, yeah.
So today, that's our job. It doesn't have to scream at us. Most things that really matter aren't the ones that are screaming at us. We just need to take time to listen as we go into meditation today. So I invite you just to kind of sit back, and if there's anything in your hands, put your stone. If you want to hold your stone for the energy, that's fine, but put your pen down. And take a slow breath in, remembering that our purpose today is just to listen. No matter what we hear, some thoughts might come in that you don't want to hear right now. So let's just try to drop judgment about the thoughts. And when a thought arises, just say thank you. And just set it aside for a minute. You can even ask it, should just take a seat at your feet somewhere or to the side and go back to your breath. Slow breath in and allow your body to settle and be supported by the pew beneath you. And as we rest here together, just knowing the truth that you are held. You are already enough. You are already included. There is nothing missing, nothing blocking, nothing broken. Allowing Spirit with the breath to infill the lungs and all of the cells into your heart space. And with the exhale, just allowing space. This is a safe inner space. You might even picture yourself in a favorite spot that you like to sit or lay. Maybe it's a meditation spot, maybe it's a spot in a garden or on the beach. Breathing in, knowing this is a safe inner space. Breathing out, allowing it to expand within you, the feeling of safety in your body. Gently noticing if the mind arrives at any ideas or thoughts, and just allowing those things to simply be there with no judgment. Maybe you came in with a word or a quality that you think you need or that you hope to receive, something that feels logical to you at this point. Just allowing any of those thoughts that you entered into this space with today to simply be. Maybe even honoring them. I like to see a little altar in my space. And I like to see myself taking those words I have a little of attachment to, that I want to see open. So I see those words and I set them very gently down on my altar, thanking them. Thank you for coming to me. I'm going to sit you aside right now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Not pushing them away, just loosening our grip on them just a little bit. And just releasing with an affirmation, I release the need to choose. I allow myself to receive. I release the need to choose. I allow myself to receive. I allow myself to receive. You cannot do this wrong. The new name that comes to you today is not a created efforting or fixing. It reveals itself through openness. So we soften. And we breathe gently, listening without strain. Just listening from the space of who you already are. Again, I release the need to choose. I allow myself to receive. I release the need to choose. I allow myself to receive. And we affirm, I am listening. I am awareness. I am presence. There's a wisdom already alive within you, directing you, inviting you to just be with it. So maybe even putting your hand over your heart and feeling that presence of unconditional love and wisdom within you. Without any urgency, Just opening to that feeling inwardly and giving it space to be within you. Not asking, just allowing. Sometimes the soul speaks in a feeling, sometimes it speaks in a word, sometimes it speaks with a sense of peace within, just a sense of knowing. So we release into a trust, trusting the wisdom of your own unfolding. There's no rush in spirit. As we take a moment just to pause in the silence. I am listening. I am aware. I am present. I am open. I am willing and ready to receive.
So I'd like you to take an easy breath in and go ahead and grab your stone and hold it into your hand. Feel the weight of it. Its steadiness, its presence. Take a slow breath in and then release. This stone represents a clean slate, not empty, but an open, clean slate. In the silence, I invite you to ask quietly within, what quality, name, or truth wants to live through me in this new year? What quality, name, or truth wants to live through me in this new year? Do not force an answer. Do not search. Simply listen. It may come as a feeling, a word, an image, a deep knowing. Trust what arises. Or just trust the silence itself. When you're ready, gently open your eyes. And if you have received or feel like you're receiving something, go ahead and write it on your stone. And don't judge yourself if nothing's coming right now. Something's percolating. This is your slate. This is your new year, 2026.
So as we come back to this time and this space, whether you got your word now or it's still in transit somewhere coming to you, just a reminder that this is not a goal to achieve. This is not this whatever came to you, the name, it's not a goal to achieve. It's a quality from which to live from. And the good part about it is you don't even have to know how to do it. Kathy and I were using the word strength as an example earlier. And we said, well, what if the word is strength, but in this situation, I don't know how to be strong?
Right.
But here's my word, I'm supposed to use strength. So then what do we do when it's our word and we're not sure what to do with it?
We both asked this of each other. And I'm like, well, this is I am, right? I am, whatever that word is more of the I am. But I don't feel like I am that. But it's already there waiting to be unveiled. It came to you because something is bubbling forth in you.
And I always like to go back to, they teach you in coaching, transformational coaching, that always ask the question, well, what if you did know how to be strong? Mm-hmm. What if you did know? Think of a person that you know who you think or you consider to be strong. What would they do? If you did know how to be that in this situation, what would you do? And to go with that. So the idea is to say, okay, I'm going to bring this to this, however it shows up, even if it's just a little bit of strength or whatever it is, even if it's just a little bit. Last year I had curiosity and playfulness, and I don't see myself as being very playful in a lot of situations. So I'm like, well, what if I could just be 1% more playful in this situation? I don't know how to make this into something fun. But what if I could just be, maybe I could tell a joke. Maybe I could bring in a funny story. Maybe I could do a quick game. So even if I can be just 1%, what if I was a playful person? What would a playful person do in this situation? And so we bring our word into whatever situation we're in and say, well, how am I called to be this in this situation? And then as we practice it more and more, we become more and more. We unveil, we cover any limitation to say that I'm not. And instead of coming from the lack mentality of, I'm not this, I can say, I was playful. Look, I made a joke. I told a game. I made up a little game, even for a couple minutes. And I am playful. And then instead, I can start racking up and making a list of all the ways I am actually playful.
Shall we do our affirmation?
Yeah, well, wait, I have one last slide. Mm-hmm. To kind of leave you with today about my last statement there. Each time you hold your stone, remember, you are not starting over, you are starting from truth.
Each time I want to hold my stone.
Because the truth brought it to you today. So whatever it was that came for you today or whatever is in transit, just remember whether you love it or you're not sure about it, that truth is for you. And every time you hold it, remember, you're not starting over. This isn't a new goal for you to achieve. This is the truth of who you are, and it's for you to discover it. And I'm so excited to see you be able to hold space for you as you discover how that shows up in your life this year.
I know we're running just a little bit behind, but do you know that this is the year of the horse? But it's not just the year of the horse, it's the year of the fire horse. Okay? Horse represents freedom, it's strength. It's, wrote it down because I didn't want to forget it. It's about passion, transformation, and dynamic action. People, in 2026, this makes perfect sense why this is the year of the fire horse. We are being called to show up with more passion, with more strength, with more gumption. Think about a horse that is free, right? And think about that, what it feels like to be a free horse, right? With no fences. This is who you're being called to. So take that stone and hold it with you. Keep it where you will see it. I know, affirmation. We got to get going. Sorry. Let's say this together. The name I receive reveals the truth of who I am. I live
from
today.
that truth today.
Today. Oh, good.
Good. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandy.
Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you. Namaste. I'll
Namaste,
take this
everyone.
side. Namaste. That this truth in me that's being revealed sees and honors that truth in you that is being revealed in 2026. God knows we need you. Amen. Thank you.